Ray shoved the front door open a little after 9 a.m., 3 damn hours earlier than usual. No heads up, no text. Why would he? His house, his rules. If he came home early, there was a reason. But whatever that reason was, it got knocked clean out of his brain the second he stepped inside. Because there she was, Josie. Pink silk robe hanging open, melons out like it was a damn strip club. And next to her, some punk. Early 30s maybe, walking toward the door like he just finished a victory lap. Ray froze. His eyes locked on her bare chest first, then up to her face. She smiled, like he just walked in from a Sunday drive. "Hey, honey," she cooed, stepping in to kiss him. He jerked his head sideways, dodging her lips like they were poison. "You out of your goddamn mind, Josie?" His voice came low and cold. "Better not even try telling me where your mouth's been. I've got a damn clear picture already." Her face twitched, a flicker of guilt. Then she turned back to the young stud like she remembered he was still there. "Oh, right. Ray, this is Luke. Luke, my husband." The guy stepped forward, cool as hell, shorter than Ray, but jacked. Probably some gym rat with too much testosterone and not enough sense. He clapped a hand on Ray's shoulder. "Hey man, nice to meet you. Josie talks about you all the time, and hey, don't stress. In 30 years, I'll be dealing with the same, hardware issues. Hope I'm chill about it, like you are." Ray's jaw clenched so hard it cracked. "You got 5 seconds to get your skinny A out of my house, Luke," he growled. 5, or I'll put you in the ground. I've got a tool." The smirk died on Luke's face. He raised his hands like Ray had a rifle aimed at his chest. Hey, cool, man. I didn't know it was like a problem. Thought this was open or something." He turned fast and got the hell out without another word. Ray slammed the door shut, locked it, and stared at Josie for a half-second before storming down the hall. She waited a few minutes, then followed him into the bedroom. Her robe was closed now, like modesty meant a damn thing at this point. "Well, that was rude," she said lightly, like she was commenting on a bad tip at brunch. Ray spun around, fire in his eyes. "Rude? You think that was rude? I walk into my home, my house, and see my wife half undressed, seeing some kid off who just banged her, and you want to talk manners?" She exhaled like he was being dramatic. "Ray, I'm sorry, okay, but come on, it's been years. We barely touch anymore." "You couldn't say something like a damn adult? You had to sneak around like a goddamn teenager?" "Maybe I should have. I didn't know how to bring it up." Ray shook his head, pacing. "Where'd you even meet this clown?" "He's friends with Marjorie," she said. His eyes widened. "Marjorie, our daughter? You're sleeping with her friends now?" "He's older than she is, barely. She turned him down. They stayed in touch. We talked. She gave me his number." He laughed, dry, ugly. "Oh, that's rich. That's just freaking perfect." "He told me he likes older women," she added, her voice frustratingly calm. "He had experiences with his mom's neighbors growing up. That's just what stuck with him." "You're actually buying that nonsense?" Ray said, stunned. "Lady, you got played." She met his stare. "Maybe. Or maybe we're using each other. What's the difference?" "How long's this circus been going on?" he barked. "A few months," she said flatly. "When you're out golfing, he's in, he's out. I clean up. Nobody's the wiser." Ray's mouth dropped open. "That's why you suddenly gave a damn about changing the sheets every Saturday." "I needed a system," she shrugged. "I don't give a flying F what kind of system works for you, Josie. I won't be disrespected like this. I'll stop golfing. I'll be home every damn minute if I have to." She sighed like he was being unreasonable. "Ray, be smart. You need your golf. I need this. It's efficient. Logical." "Logical, Jesus Christ," he muttered, rubbing his face. She stepped closer. "It doesn't mean I don't love you." He looked her dead in the eye. Don't insult me with that crap." She hesitated. "This was the last time," Ray said, his voice deadly quiet. "I don't care what game you were playing. It ends now. You want more? Go chase it, but not under my roof." Ray hit the shower, stayed under a while, then threw on jeans and a tee. Josie got dressed, didn't say a word, and drove off to Christine's place. She lived there with her husband and their girls. When Ray came out, the house was dead quiet. No note, no message. He figured she needed space. Fine, he did too. The shower helped, cleared his head. He could get why she craved closeness even now. But this was too much. If the tables were turned, he'd never cross that line. She'd have to deal with the fallout tomorrow. It was the 4th of July. Every year, the whole family got together. Dinner first, then fireworks at the big park. Been that way since Christine was little. Ray always looked forward to it. Next morning, he got up early and started on the meat. Chicken and marinade, burgers, hot dogs for the kids. By the time folks showed up, everything was set. He was wiped out but locked in. He was going to enjoy the day. The cookout went smooth. People dropped in, hung out. Josie looked glowing, smiling, joking, playing host like nothing ever happened. Ray watched her. After 40 years together, maybe, just maybe, he could let it go. One time. Later, he told her he needed a quick rest before the fireworks. His heart didn't let him go all day like he used to. He gave her a kiss on the cheek and went to lie down. The alarm woke him a couple hours later. He felt good, rested, ready to finish the night. He changed, stepped into the living room. Ray stepped into the dining room and instantly felt the weight in the air. Everyone was seated, stiff, eyes flicking toward him like they were waiting for the guillotine to drop. His wife, Josie, sat at the far end of the table, arms folded like she was some queen on a throne. His granddaughters, Julia and Allison, sat to her right, both awkward, chewing the inside of their cheeks. On the other side sat Leo, with Rebecca tucked in beside him like she was trying to disappear into the chair. Christine stood at the front, arms crossed tight, with her husband, Eric, slouched beside her like a prop. Ray narrowed his eyes. This some kind of birthday party I forgot about, or am I getting ambushed? Christine inhaled and stepped forward. Dad, we need to talk about Mom. Ray's eyes cut to Josie. She didn't flinch, didn't smile, just stared, cold. What about your mother? She told us about Luke. Ray blinked. She told you? Jesus Christ! Christine kept her tone measured like a hostage negotiator. And about some of the issues you two have? Ray scoffed hard and sat down, shoulders tight. My issues? Really? So now my pecker's up for family discussion? Dad, Christine started, but Ray held up a hand. No, I want to hear this. Let's get it all out. Go ahead, list it off. Male dysfunction, lack of stamina. What else did she say? Was I snoring too loud? Too tired from golfing? Dad, it's not about attacking you. No, sure as hell feels like it. What else did your mom rat out? My cholesterol, that I forgot her birthday one year in '97? She's not happy, Ray, Christine said, her voice rising a little. She said she's lonely. Ray turned to Josie, jaw clenched. You lonely, Joe? I didn't lie, Ray. I am lonely, she said. But I've told you that for years. You didn't listen. You tell me once you're screwing the lawn boy and suddenly I'm supposed to care, he snapped. It's not just about Luke, Christine interrupted again, trying to stay on script. It's about needs, physical, emotional. She's not being fulfilled. Oh, Jesus Christ, Ray barked. Don't say fulfilled like you read it off a damn TED Talk. Dad, stop being so defensive. You come at me like this and I'm not supposed to be defensive? Julia tried to speak softly. Grandpa, it's not about ganging up on you. We just want peace. Ray turned slowly to face her. Peace? This isn't a damn Cold War. This is my marriage, and I'm finding out from my grandkids that my wife's been screwing some pretty boy behind my back, and you want peace? Leo shifted in his chair. Dad, I get it's hard, but Mom deserves to feel alive. Ray's face twisted. You serious right now, Leo? You okay with this? Your mom's screwing a dude barely older than your own daughter, and you're good with that? Leo shrugged, avoiding eye contact. I mean, it's not with me. And if it makes her feel good, then I guess... Ray slammed his hand on the table. God damn it, Leo. Grow a spine. You're a man, act like one, Eric piped up, dry and spineless. Honestly, Ray, I don't think it's that big of a deal. It's discreet. Nobody's getting hurt. Ray stared at him like he was a roach. Nobody's getting hurt? Really? Well, thanks for your balls-free opinion, Eric. Go fetch another glass of milk. He turned to Rebecca, who looked like she wanted to be anywhere else. You. What about you, Princess? Got anything to add? Oh, I don't really want to. Nope, you're family. You married in. You stay in. Speak. Rebecca cleared her throat. I mean, it's weird, sure, but if she's safe and it's not causing a scene, I guess. It's not hurting anyone. Ray leaned back in his chair, the weight of betrayal sinking into his bones. He felt like a fossil in his own home. Then came the last blow. What about you girls? He asked, staring at Julia and Allison. They froze. I know what your parents want you to say, but you've got your own damn minds. I've spoiled you, taken you to every concert, every show. I know you, so talk to me. Julia looked at Allison, then slowly turned back. I mean, Grandpa, a lot of our friends are in open stuff. They date around. Sometimes it's just, Zex, it doesn't mean anything. Ray chuckled bitterly. There it is. It's just Zex, the battle cry of every cheater and coward who doesn't want to own what they've done. Ray always knew the truth would come out. Still, it caught him off guard how long it took. Josie had gone this far just to keep seeing her boy toy once a week. He saw now, arguing was pointless. She was going to do what she wanted, no matter how he felt. The life they had? Gone. Never coming back. She stood there staring at him, waiting. That's it, Josie. Majority wins. You got what you wanted. Her face lit up, like she just hit the jackpot. Ray turned and walked toward the door. He'd barely taken a step when she called out, Ray, can I tell Luke you were joking about wanting to eliminate him? His voice was flat. Yeah, say whatever. I'm going for a drive. But Dad, Leo jumped in. It's time for fireworks. Go without me, Ray said. I'm not feeling it. He left, quiet. No one tried to stop him. But as the door shut, he heard it. Cheering. He turned and peeked out through the window. Curtains open, blinds up. Josie was getting hugged. All of them, like a team without him. She didn't waste time. She called her guy, told him Ray backed off, that everything was cool. She just wanted to make sure he hadn't bailed. He picked up fast and told her, yeah, he'd be there Saturday, same as always. The rest of them got in the car and headed to the fireworks like nothing happened, laughing, joking, like they won something. Sure, Ray would get over it, that he'd understand it meant nothing. As Eric parked the car, Ray sat alone in his. Same hilltop spot he'd found years ago when he needed to think. The view of the city calmed him, but the pain didn't ease. They all stood behind Josie. Every one of them. No one said, hey, maybe this ain't right. He thought at least one would see what this really was. But nope, they shut him out. Like he was too old in the way. Like he didn't matter. It reminded him of those old stories. Villages pushing out their elders when they got too weak to help. That's what this felt like. Tossed aside. He sat there for hours, not ready to go back. But around midnight, he finally pulled in. Christine's car was still there. So was Josie's. The rest had gone. The car alarm beep must have tipped them off, because the front door opened. Josie. Where were you? I was worried sick. Ray brushed past her. Didn't say a word. Christine was on the couch, watching. Why are you here? He asked. Mom was worried. Everyone else had to work in the morning, so I stayed. You could have picked up your phone. Ray checked it. Still off. Well, I'm fine. You can go. Christine froze. Her dad had never talked to her like that. Not once. She watched him walk to his room and shut the door. Then she picked up her purse, kissed her mom goodbye, and left. By the time Josie came to bed, Ray was out cold. The next week was ice. Quiet, still, cold. Josie knew Ray hadn't really accepted what she was doing, but she figured he'd come around. He loved her. Eventually, he'd let it slide, or forget. But for Ray, it was like the ground got ripped out from under him. 40 years. Devoted, and they dropped him like dead weight the second it got hard. Josie dragging the family into her mess? That was the end. Not just of the marriage, but of them. He'd always put them first. Always. Not anymore. Saturday morning, like always, he got in the car and drove to the club. The old crew, 8 guys, 2 tea times. They'd done this for years. He tried to focus, but his mind stayed stuck on what was happening back home. And he knew what was happening. It wasn't the worst game he ever played, but damn close. He laughed along with the teasing, but it felt forced, like everything else now. Josie stood by the window, watching Ray get in his car for his 7 a.m. golf round. She leaned in for a kiss, but he didn't move. Her lips brushed his cheek, cold and stiff. He said nothing. She hated the look in his eyes, but shoved the guilt down. When Luke showed up, she told him to park around the corner. No need to give the neighbors a show. Still, he had to come to the door. She waited for the knock, then let him in. She was in a robe. That hit the floor as soon as the door shut. They kissed, deep, hungry. He picked her up like nothing and carried her to the bedroom. He laid her down, stepped back, and took off his clothes. She watched, his body lean, tight, young, not bulky, just strong. Ray hadn't looked like that in years. Stop it, she told herself. This ain't a damn contest. They went at it for 2 hours. After, Luke hit the shower. Josie stripped the bed, tossed the sheets in the wash, then remade it with his help. When he left, she showered too, scrubbing hard. She didn't want a trace of him left. Ray didn't deserve that. By 12:30, the house was spotless. She was clean, calm, and ready for Ray to walk through the door like usual. She got what she wanted. Now she could give him her best all week. But 1 o'clock came and went, then 2 o'clock. Still no Ray. By 3 o'clock, she was dialing his number, straight to voicemail. By 5 o'clock, her chest felt tight. Still nothing. At 7 o'clock, panic. She called Christine. Minutes later, Christine, Eric, and the girls were in the living room. Eric drove to the club, came back empty. Ray had finished his round and left hours ago. Christine rang the cops. They checked. No reports, no trouble. Said it was too soon for a missing person file, but took his info. They had no one else to call. Josie didn't even know the names of the guys Ray golfed with. No numbers, no clue. They waited. Close to 11 p.m., Julia, sitting by the window, called out, "Headlights! Someone's pulling in!" Sensing things might blow up, she and Allison ran upstairs to hide. Eric had already crashed in Leo's old room. Only Josie and Christine stayed downstairs, bracing for whatever came next. Ray pushed open the front door and stepped in like he owned the place, which he did. The second his foot hit the hardwood, there she was. Josie, arms folded, eyes sharp enough to slice skin. And there on the couch, Christine. Of course. He clocked her and gave a dry little nod. Ah, Queen Josie and her hype woman. Perfect. "Where the hell have you been?" Josie snapped before he even shut the door. Ray kicked off his shoes like he had all the time in the world. "Golf. Don't nonsense me, Ray. Not since noon you haven't. You were gone. All day." He shrugged off his jacket with a lazy calm. "Yeah, well, finished up the back nine, grabbed some lunch at the club. Chicken piccata, pretty solid. Then I caught that new rock movie. Dumb fun, lots of explosions. No complaints." "I don't need your damn itinerary," she snapped, stepping forward. "This isn't a Yelp review. I asked why you didn't come home." Ray raised an eyebrow. "You asked. I answered. Don't get pissy just because I didn't sprint through the door like some whipped dog." Her face flushed red. "Don't play games, Raymond. You knew Luke was here this morning. You knew that's why you stayed out." Ray leaned against the wall, arms crossed now. "Exactly. You get a cookie. I wasn't about to share my air with that little boy toy of yours. So yeah, I kept out of the house. What's your point?" "My point is, this is your home too. And if we're going to make this work..." Ray cut her off with a short, bitter laugh. "Make this work? You're freaking serious?" Christine stood up now, hands raised like she was stepping into a bar fight. "Dad, just calm down, okay? Mom's trying to keep things civil." Ray pointed at her without looking. Don't start, Christine. You already took your little stance at the intervention. I got the memo. Mommy's happiness matters more than Daddy's dignity." "That's not fair." "Oh, I am done playing fair," he snapped, finally turning to face her. "Your mom gets to screw around and I'm just supposed to smile and wipe the damn counters down after her? Not happening." Josie stepped in again, voice firm. "This arrangement was your idea too, Ray. I said I wouldn't fight it. I didn't say I'd pretend it doesn't reek." He turned, walking toward the stairs. "But if I gotta choose between eating dinner with a man who bangs my wife and spending the day watching Dwayne Johnson punch helicopters, I'll take the popcorn." "God damn it, Raymond," she shouted. "You're being childish?" He stopped mid-step, turned slightly over his shoulder. "No, Josie. Childish is sneaking some gigolo into our house like I'm too old and slow to notice. Me leaving for the day? That's called class. Try it sometime." He headed up the stairs. "I'm going to bed. Lock the door behind you, Christine. I'd hate for Luke to waltz back in and catch you two crying over your girl boss manifesto." Ray walked past Josie, shot Christine a quick look, and went straight to the bedroom. He figured one of them might follow. No one did. As he undressed, he heard voices in the hall. Sounded like Christine brought the whole gang over again. Great. By the time Josie came in, he was already in bed, eyes shut, pretending to be out. She stood there thinking. Maybe she wanted to talk, but she didn't. She slid in beside him, quiet. Next weekend played out the same. No texts, no calls. Josie didn't ask where Ray was. She just cleaned the house, kept busy. But the longer he stayed gone, the more the nerves kicked in. She hated being alone. She called Christine again. Needed company. Christine came. Eric and the kids stayed home. Ray pulled in around 11 p.m., saw Christine's car in the driveway. Perfect. Another family chat. He walked in, ready for drama. But Josie met him with a smile, kissed his cheek. "Why don't you go change, love?" she said sweetly. "Then come tell us what you've been up to." Ray blinked. Weird, but fine. He walked to the bedroom, figured she was just in a good mood after seeing Luke earlier. He changed, came back out. Christine looked like she was about to leave, but waited. "Dad," she said, "I know this isn't easy, But it's really great how you show your love for Mom by letting her do this. Letting her? Ray almost laughed. He looked at her. Christine, this is the last time we talk about it. Ever. You got that? Tell everyone. Of course, Dad. I get it. It's hard when people keep bringing it up. I'll make sure they stop. She kissed him on the cheek and left. Josie came in a minute later with drinks. Took her time. Too much time, Ray thought. Long enough to give Christine space to say her bit. That's how it went for months. Josie kept seeing Luke. Ray kept golfing, watched movies, even tried new stuff. Bowling, arcades, mini golf. He sucked at most of it, but had fun. At home, things were fine, quiet, normal-ish. No one said Luke's name. Not once. Ray and Josie ate dinner together most nights. Talked about small stuff, weather, news, nothing deep. But the spark? Gone. Josie still acted loving. Touched his arm, smiled, kissed him goodnight. If she noticed he didn't give much back, she didn't say. Maybe she thought he was okay with it. He wasn't. Ray was deep into the paper, sipping coffee and halfway ignoring the football pregame murmurs on TV when he heard Christine's voice call out from the hallway. Mom, Luke's here! Ray's head snapped up like a bang had gone off. His coffee almost flew from his hand. He slowly lowered the mug, eyes narrowing. Josie, standing by the kitchen counter, smiled like this was just another normal day. Oh, good. I wasn't sure he'd make it. Ray slammed the paper down and kicked the footrest closed with a thunk. You've got to be crapping me. Josie turned, arms crossed, already bracing herself. What now? What the hell is he doing here? Ray barked, walking toward her like a storm brewing in khakis. I invited him to Thanksgiving, she said, cool as ice. He doesn't have family in town, nowhere to go. Ray blinked like he hadn't heard right. Are you serious right now? Thanksgiving, Josie? A family holiday? And you bring the guy who's been plowing you on the weekends? Watch your mouth, Raymond, she snapped, jaw tight. He's not here for that, and you damn well know it. This is dinner. That's it. He threw up his hands. I told you, clear as daylight. I don't want to breathe the same air as that little punk. I leave on Saturdays for a reason. And now you think it's fine to bring him into my house on a day like this? Josie stood her ground. This is my house too. Don't act like you're the only one on the mortgage. Ray took a step closer, voice low and burning. You think that makes this okay? You think you get to parade your boy toy around the same table our grandkids are eating at like this is normal? He's not some hookup from a bar, Ray. He's a decent man. You just can't stand that someone actually wants me. He laughed, bitter and hard. Wants you? Oh, sweetie. He wants what every 30-year-old wants when he meets a lonely older woman with a nice house and an even nicer bank account. Let's not pretend this is Romeo and Juliet. Christine stepped in from the foyer, hands raised. Guys, come on. This isn't the time. No, let her say it, Ray snapped. Let her stand there and pretend bringing the guy she cheats with to Thanksgiving is some charity act. Josie's voice dropped, but it didn't get softer. You want to talk about cheating? Where were you for the first 10 years of our marriage, Ray? At the bar, flirting with anything that wore heels. But now I have one sliver of something for me, and you act like I burned the Bible. You got some nerve comparing that crap to this. I may have flirted, but I didn't bring my side piece to carve the damn turkey. Because none of them stuck around, did they? She shot back. Ray's eyes flared. You really want to keep pushing, Josie? Keep digging this hole? I'm not the one still acting like some pissed-off high school quarterback who didn't get prom queen, she said, straightening her blouse. He's here. He's staying. You don't like it? The door's right there. Josie turned and headed for the door, feeling proud. She stuck to her choice. Yeah, Luke was her lover, but he was also a friend. To her, this felt fair, normal even. She met him at the door, took his hand, and smiled. Come in. I want you to meet everyone. She brought him in, showed him off to the kids, their spouses, and the grandkids. Still holding his hand, she led him toward the living room. She was already talking as they rounded the corner. Luke, do you remember my... But Ray was gone. The chair was empty. She froze, then heard it. The garage door whirring. She ran to the kitchen and caught a glimpse of Ray's car pulling out as the garage closed behind him. Was that Dad? Christine asked from behind her. Yeah, Josie said. Where's he going? No clue, she muttered and walked off to the bedroom. Luke stepped toward Christine. Want me to leave? I didn't mean to stir things up. No, Luke, it's not on you. That's his deal. You're welcome here. You sure? I don't want to make stuff worse. We're sure. Thanks for being here. The day rolled on. Luke got comfy fast, asking questions, chatting with everyone. After dinner, he hung out with Leo and Eric for the game while the women hit the stores for some light holiday shopping. No one saw Ray's car roll by outside. The day ended. By 10 p.m., dishes were done, house cleaned. The women came back with a few bags. Not much. Leo and Eric were both passed out on the couch. Still no sign of Ray. Christine woke Eric and the kids, told them to head out. She'd stay the night with her mom. She always kept a bag there, just in case. They left. She stayed. The front door creaked open just before midnight. Ray stepped in like a man coming back from war, coat slung over one shoulder, face blank, movements slow and deliberate. Josie was waiting in the hallway, arms crossed, foot tapping, her silhouette sharp against the hallway light. He didn't even pause. She moved toward him. "Ray!" He brushed past her like she was a coat rack, walked straight to his recliner, dropped into it, and grabbed the same damn newspaper from earlier like he was picking up where he left off before the world turned sideways. Josie didn't flinch. She followed him into the room like a shadow. "Where the hell have you been all day?" she demanded. Ray didn't look up, didn't even blink. "Denny's, had some turkey, watery mashed potatoes. Good enough. Then I hit the theater, double feature, long a day." She stared at him, disbelief thick in her voice. "We had a full Thanksgiving lunch here. Turkey, stuffing, cranberry sauce, everything." He flipped a page. "Yeah, I figured. But it ain't about the food, Josephine. It's about who's passing the damn gravy." "You're acting like a spoiled child," she snapped. 64 years old, and you can't be civil to a guest for 2 hours?" Ray slowly folded the paper onto his lap and finally looked up, voice low and hard. "No, I can't. Because that guest is the guy you've been screwing like a college fling while I'm out hitting balls at the driving range." Josie's jaw clenched. "You knew he was just coming for dinner. And you knew I don't give a damn," Ray fired back. "I told you once I won't breathe the same damn air as him. Doesn't matter if it's for Zex, pie, or Bible study. He shows up, I'm gone." She threw up her hands. "It was Thanksgiving, Ray. He had nowhere else to go." Ray leaned forward in his chair, eyes sharp. "Then maybe he should think twice before getting his pecker involved with someone else's wife." Josie's voice dropped to a hiss. "Don't talk like that in this house." "I'll talk however the hell I want in this house," Ray snapped. "I built this house, paid for it, lived in it while you were off chasing validation in younger meat." She took a step back like he'd slapped her. "It was just dinner, Ray." He picked the paper back up and raised it like a wall. "Yeah, for you. For me, it was betrayal with gravy on the side." They stood like that, her fuming, him hidden behind folded newsprint, for 5 long minutes. Then Christine appeared at the edge of the room, voice soft. "Dad." Ray didn't move. She stepped closer, then knelt beside his chair. "Please, just try to understand. Luke, he matters to her. She doesn't love him, okay, but he's important. She didn't want him to sit alone today." Ray lowered the paper just enough to see her face. "You don't see a problem with your mother's hobby becoming part of the holiday rotation." "He's not part of the family, Dad," she said gently. "He's just someone she cares about, like a friend." Ray stared at the far wall like it held answers. "Ah, right, just a friend who takes off his shoes and sneaks into the bedroom when Daddy's not home." "Got it. Dad, I get it, Christine." He forced a tight smile. "I'm the dinosaur, the bitter relic from a time when vows meant something. Maybe I should have brought my own friend to Thanksgiving, huh? See how that felt." She sighed, leaned in, kissed his cheek. "I hope you mean it, that you understand. Night, Dad." She kissed his cheek and left. Josie didn't come out again that night. When Ray walked into the bedroom, she was already asleep, or pretending to be. Thanksgiving changed things. Ray and Josie stopped acting like a couple. No hugs, no sweet talk, just 2 folks sharing a house. Josie told herself it was fair. Ray had failed her, and he was just sulking. Ray saw it different. To him, it was flat-out betrayal. He still spoke to her when needed, stayed polite. But the love? That was fading fast. So when Josie said she had last-minute shopping to do on Christmas Eve, Ray just nodded. She hadn't done last-minute shopping in years. He knew where she was going. Didn't need to follow. Her face told him. Whether it was just gifts or more, he couldn't say. But he was sure she'd be with Luke on New Year's too. At midnight, he kissed her. No spark. She wished it was Luke instead. She called him the next day to say Happy New Year. When Valentine's Day rolled around, Ray made plans, fancy seafood dinner. Josie was thrilled, thinking maybe they were healing, but Ray had doubts. She had a pattern now, seeing Luke on holidays. So Ray left work early and parked down the block, watched the house. Sure enough, Luke pulled up, Parked around the corner, walked with purpose, knocked on the door. Josie let him in. Ray didn't need to guess. This wasn't just Zex anymore. Dinner that night was awkward. Josie tried to act sweet, hopeful, but Ray's good mood was gone. She didn't know why, just tried to push through. Easter was low-key. No small kids, just a meal and plastic eggs in the yard with silly prizes. Ray was glad Josie didn't invite Luke this time, but he knew she saw him on other days, not just Saturdays. She'd made time on Valentine's. Why not now? After lunch, Ray said he was tired and went to lie down. More than tired, he just wanted out. He couldn't fake smiles anymore. He opened a window. Spring air drifted in. So did voices. Christine's. "So, how's Luke doing?" "Shh, not so loud. I don't want your dad to hear." "Okay," Christine said, lowering her voice. "I still can't believe my mom's dating a guy 10 years younger than me." "He's not my boyfriend," Josie said. "Please, Mom. You sleep with him 3 times a week. You go out. He's your boyfriend." "Fine. He is. I just don't want to hurt your dad." "I know I love Dad too, but let's be real. He's old. You're still young." "He's only 5 years older." "In age, sure. But you've got energy. He naps after lunch. You deserve this. Honestly, I'm kinda jealous." "Do the others know?" Josie asked. "Leo, Eric, and Rebecca. The girls don't. Leo and Eric think it's fine. You should get what you need. Rebecca thinks it's wrong, but she won't say anything. She said, 'What Dad doesn't know won't hurt him.'" Ray shut the window slow. No rush, no shock, just cold. Whatever warmth he had left for Josie and Christine, gone. He kept quiet for months, for the sake of the family, for the history. But now, that was done. He got into bed without a word. In the months that followed, things with Josie and Christine kept getting worse. Same with Leo and Eric. Only Rebecca stayed close. He tried to rebuild something with her, and with the grandkids. They were still innocent. And Rebecca, at least, had a heart. Mother's Day came next. That used to mean brunch at a French place. Ray used to plan it all. Later, the kids took over. One odd rule stuck. The other parent never came. Josie skipped Father's Day. Ray skipped Mother's Day. But this year felt different. Everything that had happened in the last few months had stirred something in Ray. So instead of spending the day reading or watching TV like he usually did, he got dressed and drove to the restaurant. Josie had left about 30 minutes earlier. He knew she'd be there. He didn't plan on joining them. He just wanted to see. He wasn't even sure if he'd get out of the car. As he pulled into the lot, he spotted Christine and Eric's car, then Leo and Rebecca's, then Josie's. For a second, he hoped maybe, just maybe, he'd been wrong. Then he saw it. Luke's car, parked in the far corner, tucked away like a secret. But Ray knew that car too well. He'd seen it enough times to know the plate by heart. So that was it. Josie, or maybe Christine, had invited Luke to Mother's Day, a family event, and they all just went along with it, like he didn't matter, like he didn't exist. Even after everything, even after how far he'd already pulled back from her, this hit different. It was sharper, deeper, colder. Ray had meant to keep calm today, but now, screw it. He drove home, grabbed his golf bag, and headed to the local course. Hit ball after ball till his hands hurt. His swing was off, but he didn't care. He wasn't there to win anything. He just needed to hit, to swing, to breathe. When he got home, drained and sore, Josie met him at the door. Ray looked at her and wondered if she'd been off with Luke again. He didn't even care anymore, not in the same way. The pain wasn't sharp. It was dull, steady, always there. He wondered if she'd say anything about Luke being at brunch. "So, how was Mother's Day with your family?" he asked, putting weight on the word. Josie smiled like nothing was wrong. "It was lovely. The kids were sweet. We had a really nice time. Thanks for asking." No mention of Luke, which told Ray all he needed to know. Either she thought Luke was family now, or she just didn't dare say his name out loud. Didn't matter, he knew the truth. He walked to the bedroom and passed out. The 4th of July rolled around again. Josie was glowing. Ray knew why. She thought she had it all. An old husband who stuck around. A young guy on the side who gave her attention. In her mind, she was winning. Luke had picked up a night shift job, so now he had more free time during the day. Didn't pay much, but that wasn't why Josie kept him around. They kept their weekday visits low-key, stayed out of her bedroom, except for Saturday afternoons. Sometimes they'd use his place, sometimes a friend's. Whatever worked. The only thing Josie still couldn't get was Luke being part of family events. She'd never brought it up again, not after Thanksgiving. Ray had drawn the line. She still hoped, though, dreamed that one day Ray and Luke might get along, be civil, maybe even friends. To her, they weren't even in competition. Luke gave her fun, youth, energy. Ray gave her history, home, comfort. Why couldn't both exist? But she didn't invite Luke to the 4th of July barbecue. She didn't want to set Ray off again. The family showed up early to help cook. Ray made sure he was involved, grilling, handing out drinks, moving stuff around. He wanted to be seen, to remind them all he wasn't just some tired old man sitting in the corner. Still, his eyes kept drifting, watching, waiting to see if Luke would appear. He never did. By the afternoon, Ray started acting tired. Some of it was real, but a lot was for show, Josie noticed. She walked over and touched his arm gently. "Why don't you lie down for a bit before the fireworks?" she asked, voice soft. Ray looked at her. She still cared. That was the hardest part. "I think I'll stay in tonight," he said. "I just want to spend the day with everyone, then turn in early." "You sure? You missed last year too. But before that, you loved the fireworks. I guess I'm just getting old. You guys will be fine without me." Josie hesitated, then nodded. "Okay, if you're sure." As she walked off, Ray watched her, watched the way she scanned the yard, looking for Christine. That's when it hit him. She wasn't just checking in. She was making sure. If he was really staying home, then she had time. Time to call Luke. She wouldn't risk it if Ray went. That was the line. It shouldn't have stung anymore, but it did. Evening rolled in. The guests left. Only family stayed. One by one, they came over to ask if Ray was really not coming. "We'll miss you," Christine said. "Hope you feel okay, Dad," Leo added. Ray smiled, said thanks, but he saw it, all of it, the act, the lie. They weren't checking in because they cared. They were covering themselves, making it seem like he had a choice, like he chose to be left behind. He played along, hugged his grandkids, gave them the warmest part of him he had left. He stood on the porch and watched the minivan drive off. They were laughing, talking. No one looked back. He stayed quiet, still, focused on moving slow but steady. Later that night, they came back later than usual. Just late enough. Enough time for Josie and Luke to have their moment. Luke was grateful. No family in town. Josie made him feel welcome. The rest didn't talk to him much. But they didn't block him either. Josie smiled more with him. That was enough for them. They said their fake goodbyes to Luke at the park. Like hell he was ever setting foot in Ray's house again. Back home, the family tiptoed through the door like they were afraid of waking a bear. Nobody said much. They poured drinks, sat at the table, whispered nonsense like everything was just fine. About 40 minutes in, Josie suddenly looked up, eyebrows drawn. "Did anyone check on Ray?" she asked, voice tight. "I'll go," Leo said, already rising. He walked into the bedroom, expecting Ray passed out or grumbling. Instead, the bed was untouched, perfectly made, like nobody had been near it. Right on the pillow, Ray's wedding ring and a flash drive. Leo returned with both in hand. "He's not there," Leo said flatly. "What do you mean he's not there?" Josie snapped. Leo held up the items. "Didn't sleep in the bed, left these." Josie ran to the room, hoping it was some kind of joke. It wasn't. Back in the living room, Eric had already plugged the flash drive into the laptop. One file. Big. He looked at Josie. She nodded once. He double-clicked. The screen lit up. Blank wall. Then footsteps. Then Ray stepped into frame, calm and icy. "Is it rolling?" Ray asked off-screen. "Yeah," said a woman's voice. Ray turned to the camera, full of venom. "Let's make this quick," Ray said. "If I timed this right, y'all just got back from fireworks. How cute." Everyone instinctively glanced at the clock. Almost 11. "While you're watching this," Ray continued, "I'm 30,000 feet in the air and halfway out of this miserable country. And no, don't bother. I'm not coming back." "No!" Josie cried out. "You son of a witch! You can't just—" The video didn't stop. "Josephine," Ray said, voice dropping like a blade, "you had 40 years of a man who loved you, protected you, paid for every damn thing so you could play the saintly housewife, and you threw it away for some Jim Boy Pecker half my age. Nice." Christine covered her mouth. Eric stared at the floor. "You cheated, lied, humiliated me, and when I called you out, you turned my own damn family against me like I was some disease to get rid of," Ray said. "I gave you my whole damn life," Ray said, eyes narrowed. And you gave me betrayal dressed up as finding yourself. What a joke. He paused. A long, heavy silence. Then he looked right at the camera. Christine, Ray said, voice sharpened. You cut the deepest. My little girl, Daddy's girl. We did everything together, remember? But when she dragged some clown into our bed, you clapped along like it was a damn parade. I never said that, Christine yelled at the screen. Ray's recorded voice didn't flinch. Didn't need to. I heard what you said. He's too old to expect loyalty. You said that, baby girl. Don't pretend now. Then Ray shifted his stare. Leo, Eric, you two are pathetic, he sneered. You gave your wives a permission slip to screw around. Leo, you think Rebecca's clean? I'd keep an eye out, buddy. Eric, your wife's already jealous of her mother. She wants a side piece, too. You just ain't figured it out yet. What the hell, Christine? Eric said, turning to her. I didn't say that. Christine started. You jealous of your mom? Eric asked, sharper now. I just meant I was glad she felt free, like she was finding herself again. So you want that too? Eric said, jaw clenched. You want to find yourself with someone else now? No, babe, come on, I love you. Don't do this. Unless I can't keep up, right? Please stop, let's talk about this later. Focus on mom. Ray's voice came back before the room could spiral further. I wasn't going to stay married to a woman who cheated once a week, and when it jumped to 3 times, game over, Ray said coldly. You weren't subtle, Josie. You were sloppy. And inviting him to Mother's Day? That was low, even for you. Josie gasped again. She looked wrecked. You won't find me, and if you do, it won't change a damn thing, Ray went on. I left on my terms. You don't get to rewrite that. The family tensed. Oh, and money, Ray said with a twisted smirk. I emptied most of our accounts. Don't panic. I left you the house, paid off, worth a few $100,000, and 400 grand in the bank. That's $10,000 for every year you didn't make me feel like dirt. Josie blinked, lips parted. You stole our... no debts, no recent loans. Don't even think about coming after me. I've got close to 8 figures in investments. I'm set. You've got memories. Good luck. Then Ray leaned in close to the lens. His face filled the screen. The last year showed me everything I needed to know. None of you gave a damn. And now? He paused. Now I finally don't either. Ray leaned into the camera, eyes burning with smug satisfaction. And hey, don't worry about me being lonely in retirement or whatever, Ray said, voice dripping with sarcasm. I'm not. I've already got company. He turned his head slightly and called off screen. Deborah? Ray said. A brunette woman stepped into the frame, smiling like she'd just won the lottery. Hi, everyone. I'm Deborah, she said warmly, giving a little wave. We've been spending time together for a few months now, Ray said. 4, 5, after I told her what my loving wife had been up to. Oh, we got close, real close. He paused, then added, sharp as glass. Nothing scandalous, just hours together talking, connecting. Turns out compatibility's easy when you're not pretending to be someone you're not. Ray turned the knife slowly. Josephine, you remember Deborah, don't you? He said. She worked with me forever, since marketing, back in the day. You used to chat with her like you were best friends. Funny how things work out, huh? He leaned in just a touch more. She took early retirement to come with me. We've always been close. But now it's different. And the best part, Ray said, smirking, she doesn't want yachts or designer crap. Just someone who actually gives a damn. Hugs, laughs, a little physical touch. I'm more than happy to give it. Everyone in the room turned to Josie. Her silence said more than any scream could. Eric reached out and hit pause. Mom, you okay? Leo asked gently. No, Leo, I'm not okay, Josie said hoarsely. But finish it. Eric nodded and hit play again. Ray's voice returned, lower, calmer, and somehow even more cutting. Josephine, Ray said, his eyes narrowing. If someone had told me years ago that you'd be the one to rip our whole life apart, I'd have knocked them out. Dead serious. He exhaled sharply, almost laughing. I used to picture us old and gray, grandkids crawling around, holidays together. I never thought it'd end with you sneaking around with some dollar store Romeo behind my back. He gave the camera a bitter smile. You traded everything we had for some firework in your pants, so I hope it was worth it. Ray leaned back slightly. I left you plenty to survive. House is paid off, worth a fortune. Bank account's got 400 grand in it. Call it a goodbye bonus. 10 grand for every year you didn't treat me like trash. He stared cold into the lens. And if it's not enough, ask Christine, ask Eric. They had your back when it mattered. Maybe now they can write the checks, too. He folded his arms. I already did my part. I paid for everything. Degrees, down payments, even diapers. I'm done. Ray's voice hardened. This year? Worst of my life. And still somehow surprising every week. I knew you were seeing him, Josie. You weren't slick. I could have walked earlier. He gave a bitter smirk. But I waited. Wanted to make my exit on Independence Day. Seemed fitting. Ray leaned closer to the lens again. Truth is, part of me still loves what we were, what we could have been. But you forgot what marriage is. It's not two people doing whatever the hell they want. It's us. His jaw clenched. And I never made choices that hurt you. You can't say the same. He held that stare. You thought I'd take it, like always. Smile through it. Keep the peace, but not this time. His voice dropped to a final whisper. It's done. And you can't undo it. He exhaled once, then nodded slightly. I really hope it was worth it, Josephine. Goodbye. I'll miss the version of us that never got to exist. The screen went black. No one moved. Some cried. Some just stared. Josie sat frozen, lips trembling, eyes vacant. No one had thought Ray would actually go. They were wrong. That night, no one left Josie's house. She didn't ask. She didn't have to. Rebecca stayed busy, cleaning the kitchen, wiping surfaces that didn't need wiping. Then the phone rang. She flinched, looked at the screen. Blocked number. Rebecca hesitated, then picked up. Hello, Rebecca said. Rebecca, it's Ray, said the voice. Her breath caught. Oh, God, Ray, how are you? Where are you? Rebecca asked quickly. I'm good, sweetheart. Just fine, Ray replied. Can't say where I am yet. What matters more? How are you? I'm okay. I'm pregnant, she said quietly. Seriously? That's amazing. Congrats, Ray said with surprise. How far along? Couple months. Found out right after you left. I can't believe it's already been 3 weeks. She sighed. Yeah. Time moves differently when you stop caring about the wrong people, Ray said, then paused. By the way, thanks for calling me Dad. I figured I'd lost that one. Not with me, Rebecca said softly. She took a breath. I owe you an apology, Dad. That day, when they ganged up on you, I should have stood up. I should have said something, but I was scared. I was new in the family. I froze. I figured, Ray replied calmly. But I don't think it would have changed anything. Josie and Christine were locked in. Well, I'm sorry, and you're forgiven, Rebecca said. Thanks, honey. That means a lot right now. I'd love to be a part of the baby's life. Think that's possible? Ray asked. We'll make it work. I know you're not coming back, but maybe we can meet somewhere. I'd love you to be part of it, Rebecca said. How are things there? Ray asked. In one word, tense, Rebecca said. Josie's a wreck most of the time, but that hasn't stopped her from seeing Luke. She still meets him a few times a week. No surprise, Ray said flatly. Christine and Eric, he added. Trouble in paradise, Rebecca replied. They're trying to act fine, but your words got to him. You hit a nerve. Good, Ray said. He needed a reality check. Leo and I are okay. Still new, still learning, trying to stay honest, Rebecca said. That's the smart move. Don't get lazy like the rest, Ray replied. And the girls? He asked. They're more hurt than they'll admit, Rebecca said. They miss you. They act like Zex isn't a big deal, but now they get that marriage isn't a joke. Christine's influence wore off once the fairy tale burned down, Ray muttered. He paused. Can you get everyone at your place tonight? Ray asked. I think it's time we talk. I think they're ready to hear from you, Rebecca said. I'll make it happen. Good, Ray said. Then we talk. That night, everyone gathered in Leo and Rebecca's living room. The vibe was tense. Rebecca made it very clear that Luke wasn't welcome. She put out sandwiches no one touched. Nerves were too high for food. At exactly 8 p.m., the phone rang. Rebecca put it on speaker. Hey, Dad. We're all here, Rebecca said. Thanks, sweetheart, Ray replied. Just so we're all on the same page, Deborah's here with me, sitting right next to me. So, let's keep it civil. Talk, don't yell. That work for everyone? A few murmurs and awkward yeses followed. Good, Ray said. I wanted to give it some time before we had this conversation. And yeah, I reached out to Rebecca first. She was the only one who didn't pretend like all this was fine. She looked uncomfortable while the rest of you looked proud. He paused just a second. Leo, congrats on the baby, Ray said. Thanks, Dad, Leo replied. I'll do my best to be the kind of father you were. I mean that. Here's all the advice you need, Ray said coolly. Love the hell out of your kid's mother. Everything else falls into place if you get that part right. Ray's tone sharpened. Allison? Julia? Ray called. Yes, Grandpa, the girls said in unison. I was disappointed you stood behind your grandma, but Deborah and Rebecca talked me down. Said you were pressured, young, didn't know what it meant to destroy a 40-year marriage. Maybe they're right. Ray paused. I've still got your emails and numbers. We'll talk soon. That okay? Of course, Grandpa. We just miss you, Allison said quietly. I miss you too, Ray said. Why don't you girls go watch a movie or something while the grown-ups deal with the mess they made? The girls hugged Josie, then quietly left the room. Ray didn't wait. So, Ray said, who wants to go first? Somebody dying to unload? Josie cleared her throat, but her voice cracked halfway through the first word. Ray, please, Josie said, already crying. Please come home. We can fix this. I didn't think you'd actually leave. If I had known... Stop, Ray cut her off. You didn't think I'd leave after everything. You didn't think at all. You stopped talking to me, started parading your boy toy around like I was already dead. You didn't just cheat, Josie. You replaced me in front of our kids, and I was supposed to sit there and applaud it. You never said anything, not really, Josie insisted. You acted like you were okay. I thought maybe... I don't know. Maybe you were accepting it. Accepting it? Ray barked. You thought I was just gonna swallow it and smile? You blew a hole straight through the heart of this marriage, and then you acted like it was my job to patch it up. There was nothing left to fix, Josie. You made sure of that. But I'm sorry. Can't we? Josie tried to say. No, Ray snapped. We can't. I don't want to. I'm with Deborah now. I made a commitment to her, a real one. And guess what? I actually plan to keep it. What about your commitment to me? Josie asked, voice breaking. You said those vows first. Yeah, and I meant them, every word, but the moment you decided they didn't matter, I got my freedom papers, Ray said coldly. You broke your vows. That ended mine. There was a long, unbearable silence. The only sound was Josie quietly sobbing. I'm sorry, Ray said flatly, but we're done. Whether you meant to or not, you threw me out of your life. Now I'm just making it official. Without saying a word, Josie stood up and left the room, retreating to the spare bedroom. The door closed behind her like a final breath. Christine shot to her feet. Wow, class act, Dad, Christine snapped. Was this just a show to break Mom into pieces? Is your ego so fragile you had to humiliate her just to feel like a man again? Funny, Ray said, eyes narrowing. You think it's ego. Tell me something. Eric, you ready for some guy to make your wife feel better than you ever could? Christine's face drained. She opened her mouth, but nothing came out. For once, Eric didn't look away. The shift between them was obvious, subtle cracks turning into real fault lines. You can't stand up for another woman's right to cheat on her husband without dragging your own marriage down with it, Ray said sharply. You're not wrong, Eric said slowly. I didn't see it that way at first, but now, yeah, we've been having problems, serious ones. Then fix it, Ray said bluntly. You've got something worth saving. Fight for it before it's gone. You two forgot you're supposed to be teammates. This right here? Use it. Wake up. Make it mean something. No one said anything for a moment. Then Christine spoke, voice small and shaky. Dad, can I talk to you privately? She asked. If no one minds, I don't, Ray replied. No one objected. Christine grabbed the phone and slipped into the spare room, closing the door behind her. Dad, I'm scared, Christine admitted. Eric mentioned divorce, or at least marriage counseling. I don't know what to do. Start by showing up, Ray said bluntly. Your kids are mostly grown. The time you gave them, start giving that to your husband. That's not spare time. That belongs to your marriage now. And stop treating him like a sidekick. He's not your assistant. He's your equal. He's really upset, Christine whispered. He's snapping at me, asking questions. He thinks I already did something, that I cheated. I haven't, Dad, I swear. Good, but guilt doesn't vanish with words, Ray said. He's hurt. That suspicion won't go away overnight. You can't change the past, but you can make damn sure there's no reason for him to doubt you from now on. Christine was quiet for a beat, then said softly, I'm so sorry, Dad. Isn't there any way, any chance you and Mom could ever fix things? It's way too late for that, Ray said, but it's not too late for you. Okay, I love you, Daddy, Christine said, almost a whisper. Love you too, baby girl, Ray said.